Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, 29th day of May, 15th day of Sivan. We're continuing on in the laws of how when you see the place of the destroyed Beis Hamikdash, you have a mitzvah to tear your clothing. And now some of the interesting exceptions. On Shabbos or Yom Tov, in other words, if your first time coming down to the kotel or the area of the destroyed Beis Hamikdash is on Shabbos or Yom Tov, you do not tear your clothing, of course, on Shabbos or Yom Tov. According to many, if you have come to the kotel for your first time on Shabbos or Yom Tov and you didn't tear your clothing, so then when you see it on Sunday, you don't tear your clothing because you already saw the site and you were struck by the sight of the destruction on Shabbos or Yom Tov. You couldn't tear your clothing because it was Shabbos or Yom Tov. And then when you showed up on Sunday, it wasn't as vivid to you because you already saw it on that Shabbos or on that Yom Tov, and therefore you would kind of get away without tearing your clothing for that visit. And some people say that you can actually do this on purpose. Say, I don't want to go to the kotel on Thursday because then I'm going to have to tear some clothing. I'm going to delay it and just go there for my first time on Shabbos. And then I could say, couldn't tear my clothing on Shabbos. And now my next time being there is on Sunday, but I already couldn't rip my clothing because it was Shabbos. And now it's Sunday and I just saw it yesterday. So I kind of orchestrated that I got away with it out tearing my clothing. Others say, don't circumvent the law. You should want to tear at least one of your shirts for the sadness of the destroyed Beis Hamikdash. God's temple is sitting in ruins, and you can't even lose one shirt over that. We believe in Bal Tashchis, that in our religion, which means you don't waste things, but you should at least be willing to say, I will tear one of my shirts because God's Beis Hamikdash is destroyed. So to do all these tricks to try to get to the kotel with figuring out a way to outsmart God and not tear your shirt is perhaps in a bad spirit. And you should say, I'll go there on a weekday, I'll wear a shirt, and I will tear that shirt. And think out which shirt it is that you'll tear because you want to show sadness for the destruction of the temple. You can discuss these matters with your rabbi. He can give you guidance also. Okay, continuing on with that, we do not rip our shirts at the kotel on Chol HaMoed, if that's your first arrival. Chol HaMoed is holy enough that you don't want to tear your shirt on that day. And on Rosh Chodesh, which is also kind of holy, most say that you do tear your clothing if you arrive at the kotel on Rosh Chodesh. Many people have the custom to say don't tear your clothing if it's a day that there's no Tachanun recited. So you may want to discuss that with your rabbi too, because there's opinions every which way. But some will say that you don't tear your clothing if you arrive at the kotel on a day that we don't say Tachanun. Even if you do end up going to the kotel without tearing your clothing, a lot of people say that you should still say Dayan Ha'emes, Baruch Dayan Ha'emes, blesses God who judges the truth, which is what you say on sad occasions, and you'll say at that time when you come to the kotel without God's name. In other words, you don't say Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam and all those God's names mentions. You just say Baruch Dayan Ha'emes if you're coming to the kotel without tearing your clothing. Hope that all made sense. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.